I purchased this brass HO scale Fairbanks Morse H10-44 several years ago. I haven't done anything with it. Now it's time to sell it, but a test run revealed that it would not run. A teardown revealed that the wire to the rear truck for power pickup had become disconnected and the front truck was loose. So a new pickup wire was created for the rear truck and out of heavier gauge. The rear pickup wire was coiled under the base of the motor and had to be run through a hole in the base plate of the motor. The new heavy gauge wire was then soldered to the armature brushes of the motor. The trucks only pick up power from one side, thus the entire truck is electrically charged. This has to be insulated from the locomotive base. Here you see a small plastic washer that does that function. I'll put a dab of glue on it to keep it from moving around. I decided to open up the truck and look inside to check for lubrication. Inspection reveals that one side of the driving wheels is insulated. A touch of light machine oil is placed on all the bearing surfaces. A small red insulating washer is necessary to keep the locomotive base plate from touching the rear wheel power pickup screw. Some medicine I take makes me shake quite a bit, and I'll be honest, these 1-72 screws were really difficult. The locomotive came with some old rubber tubing that connected the motor to the drive shaft. Here I've replaced it with some new silicone tubing. More tiny 1-72 screws to attach the motor base plate to the locomotive frame. I cannot determine the brand of this locomotive, and in spite of the rather plain details, the craftsmanship is very nice. The castings are crisp and all the solder joints are clean. The red insulating washer in the foreground is from the KD coupler 256 insulation sets, and it's too large. When I opened up the locomotive, I found that this screw had been come loose and the wire was no longer attached to the truck mounting post. This prevented electrical contact. The truck was only being held in place by the old rubber tubing. With both trucks mounted, they turn freely. The joint between the flywheel and the front tower gear also gets new silicone tubing. An electrical test just of the motor reveals that it runs well. Running the locomotive with power through the rails is now successful. It's time to put the shell back on. Well, the locomotive now runs well. It's a little bit noisy, but that's what can be expected from 60-year-old technology. It's time to get this locomotive off to a new owner.